It becomes really interesting though once we can start linking shapes through a variable placeholder, for instance. For this, we will go to our view, our Visio training view. I will edit in Visio here, and I will just create a new page so I can show you everything that we need. So I will rename this page to variable, or var for short. To create a control which sets a session variable, you can just create a rectangle, and I will define a shape data called set var or variable. And in that shape data, we need to first define the name of our variable. So in this case, I will just call it my var. Then a colon, and then you can specify either no value yet, in which case we will get a text box and we are free to enter whatever we want. You can specify a variable value to start with, or you can specify multiple values. In my case, I will just define, for instance, 0, 1 and 0, 2 as the possible values. Now, when I save this, the immediate result will be that I get a drop-down available to me. In that drop-down, we will be able to select one of the two values that I just entered. So what will happen if I select one of them here? What will happen is that my variable named my var will get the value 0, 1. Now, how can you use this, for instance? Well, for example, I have two elements here. I have an IRD01 and an IRD02. Because element shape data can be dynamic, we can just create a shape with shape data on there called element. And the interesting thing is that you don't have to use placeholders as a complete shape data. You can also use them as part of your shape data, because what happens is that the placeholder gets replaced by its value. So I will enter a variable placeholder. And what variable do I want it to be replaced? Well, I want the my var variable that I just defined there. So what will happen now is that this part here will be replaced by 0, 1, which will make the element in total link to IRD01. So I click OK. I will just, to make sure, also enter an asterisk in this shape and show the element name, just so it's clear. Save the whole thing, go back to Cube, and you can see it's immediately linked to IRD01. Not only is it now linked to that, but it's also dynamic, which means if I change this to 02, what happens is my shape context completely changes and it links to element IRD02. I can even click it and it will go to that element and not the IRD01 that we had previously. So that's how we can use variable placeholders to make our drawing really dynamic. So it will allow you to not have to define everything on one single Visio page, for instance, and you will be able to make selectors and filters and things like that, that then set a variable and then use that variable in other shapes to really make your drawing pop and make it dynamic.